Hey, bookworms, welcome back to Book Peer. It's your host, Paul, with my amazing co-host, Alice, and we're here to unpack another fantastic read for you guys.
Today, we're venturing into Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Thorns and Roses series.
Don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Book Peer. Now, this series has become like super popular in the fantasy world, and for good reason. Imagine a world where fairies, they aren't Tinkerbell, but they're powerful beings that are like ruling over these magical courts.
Like Game of Thrones, but with fairies instead of kings and queens.
Exactly. And at the heart of it all is Feyre, this huntress who is just trying to survive. She accidentally kills a fairy and as punishment, gets whisked away to Prythian, this land of the Fae.
It's like falling down the rabbit hole. But instead of Wonderland, she finds herself in a world of danger, intrigue, and of course, romance.
Yeah, she ends up at the Spring Court. It's ruled by this brooding High Lord named Tamlin. Think Beauty and the Beast vibes, but with way more magic and a whole lot more complicated.
Tamlin, well, he's hiding some serious secrets. And Feyre, she finds herself caught in a web of ancient curses and looming threats.
This is where things get really interesting. Because even though she's a human in a world of, powerful fairies, Fairy is no damsel in distress. She's strong, resourceful, and she starts uncovering these powers that she never knew she had.
It's a classic hero's journey, but Moss turns it on its head. Feyre isn't just reacting to the situation, she's actively shaping her own destiny. And
Well,
her relationships, let's just say they're far from your typical fairy tale romance.
speaking of relationships, let's talk about Rysand. He's another High Lord, but from the Night Court. And he's shrouded in this mystery and darkness. Initially, he seems like the villain, but trust me, there's so much more to him than meets the eye.
He's the ultimate Byronic hero, full of charm, wit, and hidden depths. His connection with Feyre, it's electric. But their relationship unfolds slowly, built on trust and mutual respect.
We love hearing from you guys, so leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Now, one of the things that makes this series so captivating is how Maas plays with, the whole concept of choice versus destiny.
Throughout the series, Feyre faces these pivotal moments where she has to make decisions that not only affect her life, but the fate of Prythian itself.
It makes you wonder, are we truly in control of our lives, or are we simply playing out, a predetermined role?
Exactly. And Maz, she doesn't give us easy answers. She forces us to, confront those questions alongside Feyre.
The first book, A Court of Thorns and Roses, it really lays the groundwork for this epic adventure. We're introduced to this complex world, these captivating characters, and the stakes are constantly rising.
It's a world where nothing is as it seems. Ancient powers are stirring, alliances are shifting, and Feyre is right at the center of it all.
Let's break down the first book a bit. We meet Feyre, she's hunting to feed her family, and her life is pretty bleak. Then, boom, she's thrust into this magical world.
And it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Prythian is beautiful and dangerous. It's full of creatures that could easily, crush a human.
Right, she's taken to the Spring Court by Tamlin, who, we think is this handsome savior.
Yeah.
But things are way more complicated than they appear.
Tamlin, he's bound by this curse, and Feyre finds herself caught in the crossfire. There are secrets, betrayals, and Feyre is forced to face these terrifying trials to save Tamlin and herself.
It's a roller coaster of emotions. And the ending, it totally throws you for a loop, setting the stage for the even wilder ride that is the rest of the series.
What's interesting is how Maas uses this classic, Beauty and the Beast framework, but twists it. Feyre isn't just a prisoner. She's actively unraveling the mysteries of Prythian and discovering her own inner strength.
The series is definitely more than just romance. We've got political intrigue, epic battles, and some seriously strong female characters that you'll be rooting for every step of the way.
It's about finding your place in the world, breaking free from expectations, and fighting for what you believe in, even when the odds are stacked against you.
Absolutely. And Ma's writing, don't even get me started.
Yeah.
It's like she paints these vivid pictures with her words. You feel like you're right there in Prythian, experiencing the magic, the danger, the romance.
She doesn't shy away from the dark aspects of the Fey world either. These aren't your cutesy, sparkly fairies. They're powerful, primal, and sometimes terrifying.
Definitely not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
But even with the darkness, there's this underlying sense of hope and the possibility of redemption.
And that's what keeps you hooked. You're constantly wondering, what will Feyre do next? How will she overcome these obstacles? And who will she choose in the end?
If you haven't already, definitely check out A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's a must-read for any fantasy fan. Trust us, you won't be disappointed. Welcome back to Book Peer. We're digging deeper into A Court of Thorns and Roses, and trust me, things are about to get really intense.
Yeah, if you thought the first book was a wild ride, buckle up, because Maas, she takes everything to a whole new level in the sequel, A Court of Mist and Fury.
This is where, like, we see Fair's character truly blossom.
Yeah.
She's no longer the naive huntress we met in the first book. She's been through a lot, and it's left her scarred, both
Yeah.
physically and
Right,
emotionally.
she's dealing with the trauma of her captivity under the mountain and feeling trapped in a situation that seems, deceptively idyllic.
Right. Tamlin, who we thought was the hero, he almost becomes like suffocating in his protectiveness. It's like he's
Grip.
trying to keep her in this like gilded cage, but it just pushes Fair further away.
It's a great example of how Maas, subverts those classic fairy tale tropes. She shows us that sometimes the knight in shining armor isn't who we think he is, and that true strength, it comes from within.
And this is where Rhysand, he truly comes into his own. He sees the pain that Fair's hiding, the strength that's been buried under, the trauma, and he offers her a way out,
Yep.
a chance to heal and reclaim her power.
Their relationship, it's a slow burn, but it's so worth the wait. It's based on mutual respect, trust, and like a deep understanding of each other's, darkness and light.
Don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Book Peer. We love hearing from you guys, so leave a comment below and let us know what you think.
One of the things that makes Rysand, such a compelling character is his complexity. He's this powerful high lord with this like dark past. But he's also incredibly witty, charming, and fiercely loyal to those he cares about.
Totally. And he challenges Fair in ways that she never expected. He pushes her to train, to embrace her power, and become the strong, capable woman that she was always meant to be.
A Court of Mist and Fury also introduces us to Rysand's inner circle. And let me tell you, they are a force to be reckoned with. Cassian, Azriel, Amren, more, each one is unique and brings something special to the group.
They're like this, like found family bound by loyalty, love, and a shared sense of purpose. And the banter between them, priceless.
It's that blend of humor, action, and intense emotion that makes the series so addictive. You're laughing one minute, crying the next, and then your heart is racing as Feyre and her allies face down like some terrifying threat.
And the world building, it expands in such a fascinating way. We get to see more of Prythian, including the stunning city of Valaris, which is like the heart of the Night Court.
Valaris, it's a place of beauty, art, and freedom. It's a stark contrast to that stifling atmosphere of the Spring Court. And it symbolizes Feyre's own journey of self-discovery and liberation.
A Court of Mist and Fury is a game changer. It shakes up everything we thought we knew about Prythian, and it sets the stage for the epic battle that's brewing.
And through it all, Feyre's journey is one of empowerment and resilience. She learns to embrace her power, to fight for what she believes in, and to love fiercely and without apology.
This book, it takes everything to the next level and leaves you desperate for more.
Now, moving on to A Court of Wings and Ruin. This is where everything comes to a head. The war against Hybern, the tyrannical ruler of the human lands, it's inevitable. And Feyre, Rysand, and their allies are preparing for the fight of their lives.
This book, it's all about alliances, betrayals, and the high cost of war. We see the darker side of Prythian, the sacrifices that have to be made, and the true strength of love and loyalty.
Feyre, she steps into her role as High Lady of the Night Court, and she proves to be this brilliant strategist and a fierce leader. She uses her cunning and her knowledge of Prythian's, intricate politics to outmaneuver her enemies.
We also see the power of unity in this book. The different courts who have been at odds for centuries, they finally come together to face a common enemy. It's a powerful message about the importance of setting aside differences for the greater good.
And let's not forget the battles. Maas doesn't hold back. The action scenes are intense, visceral, and will leave you breathless. You really feel the weight of, every loss, every sacrifice.
But even amidst the darkness and violence, there are moments of beauty, humor, and unwavering hope. The bonds between Rhysand and their inner circle, they're tested like never before. But they never waver in their love and support for each other.
A Court of Wings and Ruin is a truly epic conclusion to the first trilogy. It ties up loose ends, delivers some shocking twists, and leaves you feeling both heartbroken and hopeful for the future of Prythian.
It's a testament to Maz's talent as a storyteller, that she can create a world so complex and characters so real that you feel deeply invested in their fate.
And it's not really the end, is it? The world that Maas has built is so expansive that there are, endless possibilities for more stories, and she delivers.
A Court of Frost and Starlight is a novella that gives us a glimpse into life in Valaris after the war. It's a heartwarming read full of festive cheer and tender moments between, our favorite characters. It's like a cozy blanket on a cold winter's night.
It also sets the stage for the next chapter in the series, which
Yeah.
focuses on Nesta, Feyre's older sister. A Court of Silver Flames takes us on a whole new journey, exploring Nesta's trauma, her journey of self-discovery, and her fiery romance with Cassian.
Nesta, she's a complex character. She's strong, but she's also like deeply wounded and struggles with her own darkness. Her story is just as compelling as Fair's, and it adds a whole new layer to the series.
And speaking of layers, one of the things I love about Moss's writing is how she continues to expand the world of Prythian. With each book, we learn more about the history, the magic, and the different cultures that make up this fascinating realm.
It makes you want to keep reading, to discover every corner of this world and see what adventures, await our beloved characters.
It's like a treasure hunt where each book reveals new secrets and surprises.
Exactly. And the beauty of this series is that it offers something for everyone. Whether you're looking for epic battles, swoon-worthy romance, political intrigue, or just a good escape into a magical world, A Court of Thorns and Roses has it all.
And Maz, she doesn't shy away from exploring important themes. We see female empowerment, the complexities of relationships, the power of choice, and the importance of, fighting for what you believe in.
It's a series that will stay with you long after you finish reading. It'll make you think, feel, and question your own perceptions of the world.
And it will leave you wanting more, which is the hallmark of a truly great series.
Now, we've talked a lot about the positives, but it's important to acknowledge that the series has also received some criticism. Some readers have pointed out that certain aspects of the relationship, particularly in the earlier books, can be problematic, especially in terms of consent and power dynamics.
It's a valid point, and while I understand the criticism, I also think it's important to consider the context of the story and the growth we see in the characters over time. Maz, she doesn't shy away from portraying the complexities of relationships, and she doesn't always present us with perfect heroes or heroines.
Right, and I think it's important to have these conversations and to be critical of what we read. But ultimately, I think this series offers this powerful message about female empowerment and the importance of finding your own voice and your own strength.
And for me, that message, it resonates deeply. It's a reminder that we all have the power to overcome our challenges and to create our own destinies.
And sometimes we need a little bit of magic and a whole lot of fierce fairies to help us along the way.
Absolutely. Now, I know we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's still so much more to discuss about A Court of Thorns and Roses. We haven't even touched on the intricate magic system, the political machinations of the different courts, or, the symbolism woven throughout the series.
There's always something new to discover in Prythian,
Hmm.
which is why we encourage you to pick up the books and dive into this world yourself.
And if you have, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and tell us what resonated with you, what surprised you, and what you're still pondering.
Don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Book Peer. We'll be back soon with more deep dives into the books we love. Welcome back to Book Peer. We've journeyed through the enchanting world of Prythian, explored these complex characters, and now, well, it's time to kind of reflect on what makes A Court of Thorns and Roses so captivating.
Yeah, I mean, this series has become a phenomenon. It's sparked countless conversations and inspired a dedicated fandom. Why does it resonate so deeply with readers?
Well, one thing that really stands out is how Maas portrays female empowerment. These aren't your typical damsels in distress.
Yeah.
Fair, Nesta, Elaine, Moore, Amryn, they're all strong, independent women who forge their own path.
They make their own choices, fight for what they believe in, and refuse to be defined by, societal expectations. It's incredibly inspiring, especially for young readers.
Absolutely. And the series challenges traditional power structures, too. Feyre starting as this humble huntress and rising to become this powerful high lady, fighting for equality and challenging the status quo.
It's a powerful message about breaking down barriers and claiming your rightful place in the world, regardless of your background.
The series also doesn't shy away from depicting the complexities of love and relationships. We see both healthy and toxic relationships. It challenges readers to examine their own expectations and experiences.
It's a reminder that, well, that love isn't always easy or straightforward, but it can be a powerful force for good. And the series celebrates like different forms of love: romantic, familial, platonic. It's highlighting the importance of connection and community.
Another reason for the series' success, I think, is its accessibility. Maz's writing style, it's immersive and engaging. It like draws you into the story from the very first page.
She masterfully blends elements of romance, action, and intrigue, creating this like page turner that keeps you hooked from beginning to end.
And the world building. Maas has crafted this intricate and vibrant world with its own history, mythology, and magic system. Prithian feels real and like lived in, with diverse landscapes, fascinating creatures, and complex um, political structures.
It's a world that like you want to explore, to get lost in and discover all its hidden secrets. And Moss provides ample opportunity for that exploration throughout the series.
The series has sparked this like vibrant fandom too, with readers creating fan art, writing fan fiction, and engaging in lively discussions online. It's amazing to see how passionate people are about these books.
It's a testament to the power of storytelling and the impact that, well, that these characters in this world have had on readers.
Now let's talk about how A Court of Thorns and Roses fits within like the larger fantasy genre. It's definitely contributed to the popularity of new adult fantasy, which focuses on characters in their late teens and early 20s, navigating the challenges of adulthood and finding their place in the world.
It's a genre that resonates with young readers who are like going through similar experiences, figuring out who they are and what they want out of life.
And it's helped to pave the way for, more female-authored and female-centric fantasy, showcasing the power and complexity of, women's stories.
The series has pushed boundaries too, exploring mature themes and incorporating elements of romance and sexuality in a way that is like both refreshing and engaging.
We've talked about the positive impact, but it's important to acknowledge that the series has also received some criticism. Some readers have pointed out that certain aspects of the relationships, particularly in the earlier books, can be problematic, especially in terms of consent and power dynamics.
Right. It's a valid point, and it's important to be critical of what we read and to have these conversations. Literature should challenge us and make us think, and sometimes that means confronting uncomfortable truths.
And while the series, might not be perfect, I think it's important to consider the context of the story and the growth that we see in the characters over time. Maas doesn't shy away from portraying the complexities of relationships, and she doesn't always present us with like perfect heroes or heroines.
It's those imperfections that make the characters relatable
Yeah.
and their journeys meaningful.
At the end of the day, the lasting impact of A Court of Thorns and Roses lies in its ability to connect with readers, like on an emotional level. It's a story about love, loss, betrayal, redemption, and the enduring power of hope.
It's a story that reminds us that even in the darkest of times, we can find strength, within ourselves and in the connections that we forge with others.
Don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Book Peer. And if you haven't already, we highly recommend checking out A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's a journey you won't soon forget.
Until next time, happy reading.